Hey, Megan Scully, and this is the Limerick Post Show. Coming up in today's show, the big interview is with stylist Chloe Markham. First up, though, the top stories in Limerick, and it's good news on the jobs front as Regeneron have hired 1,000 people and they are set to expand even further. Next up, Narrative 4 will be holding a live stream on Tuesday through Facebook. It will be happening on the Limerick Post Facebook page at 8:30 p.m. and it'll be going on till around 10 p.m. There's loads of storytelling and folklore on its way. Next up to our Out and About section, and St Mary's Cathedral in Limerick have a special message for all their angels. First up though, I caught up with journalism student Mairead Cleary to chat all about the good news show that they produce for the University of Limerick. Post show, and joining me on the show today, it's UL student Mairead Cleary. How are you getting on?
I'm good, Megan. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Now, you're a final year student in journalism in UL.
Yeah, finishing up.
What a strange way to finish. How's it been the last couple of weeks, or months I say at this stage?
It was fine. I suppose we knew it was coming. I always had a feeling, my friends called me a pessimist at the beginning. I had a feeling we weren't going to finish out the year in UL, but it was grand. A lot of my assignments were assignment based anyway, instead of exams. So in terms of learning, it hadn't changed that much. Like my exams, I didn't really have any, so it was fine. But it's a pity we didn't get the last few weeks, but I suppose everyone's in the same boat. We all missed out on things.
I know, I think that's it too. I suppose I went to UL as well, and I know the kind of last few weeks when you finish up exams, those who stay around campus for a little bit longer, and I suppose you get to say goodbye to the stables and to all these different places where you spent your time. So do you, like, what's going to happen now at graduation, or do you think that will happen, or will it be kind of a virtual one?
It's going to be a virtual ceremony as far as I know. It's going to be in August, and we'll get our parchment then, like a virtual version of it, and then we'll get our real campus is open again. And then in the new year, I think sometime they're going to have some kind of ceremony or get together for us. There'll be no cap and gown and stuff like that, I don't think, but it'll be some way to mark it in person. It'd be nice to really mark it, because it is a big deal, I suppose. At the end of 4 years, you want to have a little bit of a send off, so we'll have to wait for it.
Yeah, no, it'll be great to see everyone again. Now, Marie, the reason we're chatting today is because you've started something, like really exciting project with the University of Limerick. Tell us all about it.
So there's a series we've started called Some Good News at UL, and it's weekly news bulletins that I make, and it's just full of good news about Limerick, about UL, its staff, students. I've had a lot of charity events and just good deeds going on around the county as well. And really it's just to cut out some of the negativity in the world, just to give a little bit of a break from a lot of the doom and the gloom. And all of it is justified, of course, but this is just something to distract someone. It's about 3 or 4 minutes long, the videos. And it's just to give a break and to give some positivity, and also shine a light on some, fundraising stuff that's going on in Limerick that just to highlight it, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I think what you've done, it's brilliant, because it's nice to take away from, as you said, all the doom and gloom and the negativity. And I think a lot of people turn on the TVs and it's like, it's never any good news. It seems to be always kind of bad news. So I think what you're doing is so good, because it takes away from it. And as you said, you're highlighting probably students and staff and charity events that maybe a lot of us wouldn't really hear about unless we were in UL.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it is its own little bubble. And it's nice as well to put this out there. It's on TikTok, on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, it's everywhere. And it is getting out of the bubble as well, so other people can kind of find out about the good stuff that's going on in Limerick. And
I suppose, being a journalism student, I'm guessing it's broadcast media you want to go into?
I definitely prefer broadcast media to print. Radio and is what I enjoy. And even the fact that, I make these videos just on my phone. So the fact you can do so much on your phone makes it so much easier, especially with all the remote learning and remote working that's going on. It just makes life easier.
Absolutely. I can tell you the Limerick Post Show, most of it is shot on an iPhone as well. And as we go around town with iPhones, and that's how we do all our stuff now.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, it's as good as anything.
It is. It is. And I think the way that media is going now, that's the way it's going to be from now on. You're going to see more and more people acting out with phones and like mini tripods and everything, because it's the phones now. The iPhones are so well made that they're kind of, the packages that are produced even for RT News now, some of them are shot in iPhones. So Mojo, I think, is the way forward.
Definitely, thank God. It's much more accessible.
Now you're up in Roscommon, so how is it up there?
It's good. It was quiet now. I moved up once the college closed, and it's been grand. It was nice and peaceful to work up here, I suppose, finishing off final year. And it's good now. I suppose some of the measures have lifted a little bit, so we're able to meet up with our friends and go for a walk with your neighbour and stuff like that. So it's nice. It's a slower way of life, definitely, and it's probably not the summer I imagined, but it's not bad, in fairness. I can't really complain.
Absolutely. So do tell us, Mairead, for those who are looking for the next episode, where can we find you? You mentioned all the apps there, but what day is it out? Or
So it generally gets released on a Sunday afternoon, and you'll find it on Twitter and LinkedIn, YouTube, and the whole lot. As well, we have a 1-minute version, so a lot shorter, snappier version of it on TikTok, and that comes out in and around the same time, so around a Sunday afternoon as well. And if you have good news as well, we do want to hear it, even if you've any way connection to Limerick at all, or just good news you think you want to share. You can email us somegoodnews@ul.ie. And also, it doesn't have to be big good news either. You know, the smallest stuff, anything that you think puts a smile on your face, we want to hear about it.
Yeah, and I suppose if there's anyone in your life that you want them to get recognition as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we've got a lot of UL staff in particular who've told us about their brother, their daughter, niece, neighbour, etc., who are involved in something that just is a positive outlet, is a positive thing to do, and told us about it that way. So anything at all. I mean, I'm all ears.
Absolutely brilliant. Mairead Cleary, it's a pleasure to chat to you. I've no doubt I'll be seeing you all over the place once everything's lifted, and I know I'm sure we'll cross paths again in the world of media.
I hope so, Meghann. Thank you very much for having me.
Welcome to the Limerick Post Show with me, Meghann Scully. I'm delighted now to be joined by Rathkeil and Newcastle West legend, that is Chloe Markham. How are you?
Thank you so much, legend. I'll take that one. But yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good, thanks.
Now, we'll get straight into it. You are a stylist, and I've been following you for a while now, and I have to say, I love your content. I love all the fashion tips. I love just seeing the way you style different outfits. But for those that don't know about your styling background, tell us how you got into it.
Well, to be honest, I got into it from total personal passion for fashion. I guess I've always loved fashion from a very, very young age, as long as I can remember. It wasn't my career path to choice. I think a mixture of not knowing all the different kind of fashion and different career paths you can go when working in fashion. You know, some people think it's just retail, but there's so many different avenues that you can go down. So I actually did a course in CIT, Business, Recreation and Leisure. Loved that, don't regret it. Worked in kind of that industry for a while, but just always felt, oh, I'm not doing what I truly love. Yeah. So just kind of make a last minute career decision to just jump ship, completely change, ended up moving to Australia, and just long story short, just got lucky, but a lot of hard work and kind of determination as well, because knowing the alternative is this won't be my career if I don't really prove myself in a short space of time. So I got very lucky and there, worked my way up the ladder, and then I was kind of doing fashion styling for TV, and I was a state visual merchandiser, so looking after all of Western Australia.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a real vital year for me because it was the start of it. And then after that, visa reasons, we ended up moving to London, which I always dreamed of living in London, but just thought, life doesn't always work out that way. So then when a last minute opportunity came up, jumped at that, moved there, no plan, ended up working in Topshop, the Oxford Circus one, which
I
would
love
be
that
like,
top shop.
yeah, I love it too to shop in, but I'll be completely honest, I didn't like it at all. I just didn't like the job. It was very much operational and not creative, which some people love that, but it just wasn't for me. And I was very actually unhappy there, if I'm honest. Like, you know yourself, you spend so much time in work. You have to love what you do to some extent. You know, there's of course going to be days where you're like, oh God. But yeah, I was really unhappy. So I applied for loads of different jobs and loads of interviews that I didn't even know what they were for, but out of desperation I was like, I'll just roll with this. But I ended up getting a job like a creative role again in YouTube space in London, and was there for a few years and just had an absolute ball. And then got married, was moving home, always wanted to work for myself, you know, just dreaming of being an entrepreneur and being my own boss. And then I just kind of bit the bullet, and I actually thought that people might laugh at me, if I'm honest, you know, a fashion stylist in West Limerick. But, you know, I was just really eager and passionate, and I always knew that if I didn't at least try it, I'd think about it and get frustrated. So I said, look, if I try it and it doesn't work out, I can kind of put it to bed in my head. But yeah, I mean, here I am, almost a year and a half later, and just delighted, so grateful. And I'm not just saying it, so grateful to be doing what I'm doing.
What I love is how you said there, you know, you started, did a business degree, and then you realize that fashion was always your passion. So you've gone after it and you've made it your own. And I think that's a really important message for a lot of people, you know, whether they're young people who are trying to figure out what they want to do in their future. I think it's really important to know that, especially nowadays, you can do what you want. If there's something you're really passionate about, you can go for it. And even if you're later in life and you realize you're in a career that you don't want to, it's you can change at any point as well. And I think that's what is a really like great message for everyone, is that, you know, if you're really passionate about something, you really love it, go for it.
Oh, absolutely. And like, I played around with what will I actually do when I go home, because obviously styling is such a passion of mine. I'm so passionate, like I get right into it to like the smallest detail. But being a fashion stylist, I was always like, oh, Chloe, whatever, like you can't do that, you know, how are you going to make money? And you know, it has to be some bit financially viable as well. You have to be realistic about these things. So then I thought like, oh, will I open up a shop? And then it was around the time I was getting married. I was like, oh, there's no like, actually, for anyone who's interested, this is a good business idea. I was like, there's no like alternative wedding dress shop in Limerick, like really funky ones, whether you're into like, if you're a real boho bride or indie bride or even punk, or, you know, really arty like wedding dress, or maybe you just don't even want to wear a wedding dress, but you want an alternative. And I had the name and everything. And I do think that would be a good idea, but I was like, I'll still be in a store, it'll still be operational. And I was like, will it be that creative? Not all the time. So I just was like, no, I know what I want to do. And I just really went for it. And, you know, you hear about people before they start their business. And I'll be honest, I heard podcasts and books and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, that doesn't work. That just sounds nice. But it is true that if you're hungry enough, passionate enough, and determined, that you really can be successful. And I do believe that. I read a book. I'm always going on about this book, like seriously, the Chimp Paradox, it's called. But it sounds boring. It's all about like mind management. But if anyone watches this, read that book. No matter what you want to do in life, it's so beneficial. Like it completely changed the world. Honestly, it's unbelievable. It's called the Chimp Paradox. And I read it years ago. I read it just before I started, but I still go back to it in my head, and it really made me think so differently. And you know, if I was like, okay, if I do fail, or if people are like, what is she doing? Like, who does she think she is, being a fashion stylist and living in West Limerick? I kind of didn't mind, and not from an ignorant way. I was just like, sure, it's my life, and if I don't do this, I have to live with that. Do you know?
And I think as well, like you've proved well, you've got a lovely, like really great following on Instagram. And I say you put up lovely content, you work with some really great brands, and I know you do personal shopping and styling for people too. So like, that's like, you've built such an amazing community for yourself.
Yeah, I have. So you'd probably see me like whizzing around the crescent, usually with my backpack on my bag and like walking fast, hands going everywhere, usually talking to like one of my clients and on the way to the next store. But I just love it. Like, I absolutely love it. And I always say this, that, you know, putting that extra time in yourself, I think sometimes, is it Irish, that we're almost like embarrassed, or, you know, we were on about this before, like, oh, who does Ron think she is, like, you know, paying for a personal shopper for herself. But I'm not just saying it's selling my service, but I have saved women like a lot of money from buying stuff that they're, oh, why did I buy that? Sure, I have nothing to go with that. And, you know, all those different things. And I see it like as not a vanity reason that you're putting time and effort into your looks. I honestly see it as self-care, because I know anytime I get my hair and makeup done, or I have a nice outfit on that makes me feel confident, I'm happier and I'm a better person then, I think, to be around. You just feel good in yourself, you know.
You do, and I think as well, it took me a long time to realise what like suited my shape and what colours were good for me as well, which I think is important. And like there's certain things now I know, I think the style that I like, and I know what style suits me. So then, and when I wear it, then I as you said, I'm like, oh, geez, I love this now, or this looks lovely. So I'm like, it does make a difference. And it, like even the last few days now, I've had to be getting dressed up, and one of the days I had to get fully dressed up, as in full top and bottom half, and I'd put on, and I'd do my hair, and I'd put on my makeup. When I actually was like, it just lifted me. I was like, I don't know, I just felt so much better, and it was lovely. It was kind of nice feeling being like, and I know, like, you know, people think, oh, where's she going with all the makeup and the hair and the dress and the heels, but it does. It really makes you feel, just because you have pep in your step too, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, I got this.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just one of life's simple little pleasures for yourself, you know. Like I still do like my 10 Thursday, which is today, so I'm very pale. Now if you catch me tomorrow, I'll be like 10, all 10. But like I just think it's nice, and sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, do you know what, I could not be bothered, like I'm going nowhere, blah blah blah. But really, if you just put that little bit of pressure on yourself to put on a bit of tan, or I don't know, straighten your hair, put on a bit of makeup or something nice, it seems effort, but when you do it, it can really, as you said, put a pep in your step and just make you feel good about yourself. And I just try and remove that guilt and almost embarrassment from women that, you know, maybe there's some people be like, oh, where is she going? Like she's going over all dressed up. To be fair, my style can actually be very casual as well, but I honestly do it for myself. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I do it for myself.
Yeah, I think, and you're right there, even with the tan thing. I don't wear tan very often, but when I do, I'm like, oh, and I love it. And I just kind of like it. I just feel like, I don't know, it's something about, again, it just kind of, I suppose it's like wearing bright colours, it just kind of brightens you up a little bit. And I just like, I said, then it'll fade off and I might not put it on again for another 2 or 3 weeks. But then when I put it back on again, I'm like admiring it again. So you're right, it's lovely to do the little, and I think with all the salons and beauticians closed now, it's nice to do these kind of things at home for yourself as well.
Oh, totally. Oh my God. I actually cut my hair myself recently. And when I went to cut it, I realized I didn't even have a small scissors. So I actually cut it, you know, with the massive black kitchen scissors. But, you know, it worked out fine. But that's one thing as well. Like, I can't wait. I'll be honest. I can't wait to go back to the hairdressers. It's just such a nice treat. And I'm like brand ambassador for the Hair Lounge in Raheen in Limerick. And oh my God, they have made like my hair dreams come true. I'm someone that I always say I'm not fussy, I'm particular. So like fussy people, they never know what they want, you know, but I do. So when I went there, you know, I just think, you know, the people think your blow dry is straight or curly. For me, there's like 10 different types of blow dries. And yeah, I just can't wait to go back there and just walk out with a blow dry and, you know, like just a small little kind of gift to myself, really.
Oh, they think the queues are bad now for the garden centres and the DIY shops. Wait until the salons open, we'll all be queuing out the door.
It'll be mental, absolutely mental.
Chloe, we must talk about your latest venture with the Alana app. Can you explain to us what it is?
Yeah, so Alana is a web-based fashion app, and it basically offers 2 functions. One is shop the look. So there'll be a section on there where you can scroll and there's all like beautiful outfits. And if you want either one item from the outfit or the whole lot, you just tap the picture and literally you can buy everything from that outfit. But what makes it so cost effective is if everything you see on that outfit is from 4 different stores, your delivery cost is still only $3.99. Which I think is very attractive. And then the other function is you can book a stylist. I'm a stylist on there, and it's virtual styling. So you don't have to like meet the client. Now there is an option like we're doing for Zoom would, you know, be kind of more hands-on. You could be someone showing you their room or items. But a lot of women, a lot of my clients don't like Zoom, which totally fine. So I would just jump on the phone with them, find out a bit more about them, and then follow up with like an email style package of, it can be a mix of just like inspiration, but it's from current products, not just like pretty Google images that they can never buy or find. And I'll link the website I used, And then some clients might just want, I want 3 outfits, just send me the exact links and I'm just going to buy them, and they'll trust you. So yeah, a lot of exciting things in the pipeline, and it's a patent pending web app, so like it's all based off AI. So they're working with like people in UCC who work in AI and who are geniuses in that. I'm not. So that when you do go on it, the more you use it, it'll get to know you. So you're not going to be showed items that are never of interest to you. It'll actually get to know you through AI, which is very interesting. So yeah, we were meant to fly to Malta in April to launch there and do big photo shoots, which was very exciting. But it's only on hold. It's not cancelled. So a lot of exciting things coming up.
Oh, I can't wait now for this. And Malta is one of my favourite places too. So I'll be envious going through your story, being like, oh, Malta.
I've never been, actually. I've never been to Malta.
Oh, I can tell you, I lived there for 6 months. It's fabulous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's a great spot. Chloe, you have to ask as well now. I actually realised we didn't plan this, but we both have polka dots on.
Oh yeah, I'm known for my polka dot obsession. If I go into a store, it's like magnet. I'll just see the polka dots and go straight there. I've so much polka. I have a candle here beside me. And
Oh,
it's
brilliant. No, it's funny because I just was there and I was like, I'll just pull something out of my wardrobe, and I just pull this on, and then I realised we're both in the polka dots. So speaking of, obviously we're both very fashionable now, I have to say. I'm delighted I'm wearing the same design as you, so I'm like, oh, this must make me, hopefully this puts me in a more fashionable sphere. I have to ask, so for those of us who are everyone's at home, it's like we're only in phase 1, and what like fashion tips would you have for those who maybe are at home and kind of, I suppose, a lot of us are living in our pajamas and our tracksuits all day long, every day. Is there anything you'd say that maybe it could be like a top tip to help people who are maybe struggling when it comes to even just styling and designing, or even just what to wear?
First of all, I would say do not get in a habit of just wearing like your pajamas every day. I know me personally, if I did that, as drastic as it sounds, it would actually affect my mental health, because you just know you're being unproductive, you're being lazy, and I just think it filters to every part of your body, and your mind being the most important one. As we said, like putting that bit of effort in, even if you don't initially want to, can just be, it can just totally change your whole day. And I think now is a great time to declutter your wardrobe. Like if I'm going away, I know some of my friends like, how could you be bothered doing that? I will try on my outfits. Say if I'm going, I don't know, on a city break for 4 or 5 days, I'll try on every outfit I will be wearing over there. And it sounds like, oh my God, OTT now, but then it takes actually a lot of stress out overpacking, number one. Yeah. So I know exactly what I'm wearing. So over there, you don't have, last minute like, oh my God, why did I do that? Or I forgot this, or I wish I brought that, all that. So I think now is a great time while you're at home. Ladies, please do this. Into your walk-in wardrobe, or pull out whatever you have in your wardrobe and try on your clothes. And even I know one of my sister-in-law were here at Christmas, and she couldn't believe the amount of clothes I had, in terms of like I don't actually have loads of clothes. You might think I do. I really do not. I just restyle them, rewear them all of the time. And I think women are so bad for like, that skirt goes with this top, this jacket, those boots, and they almost have outfits hung in their wardrobe. But now's the time to like even just put aside an hour, try on your clothes, maybe give some to charity that aren't working for you, or like restyle them up, or even just to declutter. Like I'm big on, feng shui and the flow of your house, and having just so much stuff that you don't even use. It's just not a good idea. So I think for fashion tips, pick one day in the week that you are going to blow dry your hair whatever way you want, or straighten it, put on something nice, and I guarantee you'll have a better day.
Sounds absolutely incredible. Actually, I'm going to do the wardrobe declutter myself. Chloe Markham, Chloe Markham Stylist on Instagram. It's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you. I know we do see each other around town the odd time now and quite a bit, but obviously we haven't in ages because of everything that's going on. I do look forward to when we can see each other again and hang out and get you in the studio, and we might do a fashion piece down the line when everything's back open and running.
Oh, absolutely. Honestly, I can't wait for that. I've actually gotten really busy, which is amazing, in the last 2 weeks. So it's just so nice that there's life out there again. So I know that I'll work with the Limerick Post going forward, and I'm really, really looking forward to it, and showcasing the talent and all the different areas of fashion talent in Limerick. yeah, very excited for that.
And we're very excited to have you on the team. So welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right, Chloe, we'll see you soon. Take care. Have a lovely time. And as said, we will see each other again soon.
Perfect, Megan. Take care. Speak to you soon.
For these stories and so much more, head over to limerickpost.ie/show. I'm Meghann Scully. This is the Limerick Post Show, keeping Limerick posted. And next week, we will have a special on the phase 2 of reopening our country.